Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your first match reaction live of the season. I'm, of course, your host, The Gov. Hopefully you can hear me. I can hear myself. If you can hear me, give me some blue hearts in the live chat. Matt, this is our first live match reaction, so I'm expecting some technical difficulties. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. Well, it's pre-season, so you're going to have to try out a few things. Welcome to Essex, by the way. Do you like it? We've crossed the border.
Do you know what? The little setup we found ourselves here.
Yeah, it's good.
Ain't a little bad, you know. We're tucked out of the way.
Yeah.
They've given us a nice little workbench here to the left.
yeah.
So I can actually see the live chat for once.
If it rained, we had a canopy.
Yeah, absolutely. But we are here because we came blue hearts. Beautiful. Town have finished 1-1 against Luton in pre-season action.
Premier League Luton.
Premier League.
Yeah.
A game of two halves. What do you? Let's start with the first half. Jack Taylor, the new boy.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on him?
We were chatting about him, weren't we? We've got Mike Woods behind the camera with us. Me and Mike were chatting about him. I thought he did okay. I mean, certainly it seemed to him and Morsey say it seemed to sit quite deep, and neither seemed particularly interested in venturing too far forward. And as the half kind of progressed a little bit more, Morsey got into that role where he takes the ball from the centre halves and kind of starts distributing it. So I feel like Taylor was a little bit in his shadows, which is supposed to be expected when you're a young player and you coming in with, again, you know, alongside the club captain. But certainly I feel like we were saying, does Taylor bring you anything that Luongo doesn't? On that performance, probably not. And I think probably Massimo gets himself around the pitch a little bit more. But I mean, look, he only saw him for 45 minutes. He's here, and it feels like to me that's going to be the partnership at Sunderland anyway.
You would have thought so.
Yeah.
You wouldn't spend 1.5. I mean, at the moment, as the window stands, him and Hurst are obviously the two marquee signings.
Yeah.
They're the two you spent the money on.
Yeah.
I was really actually quite impressed by Taylor this evening, primarily because
what did you like?
He made a mistake early doors.
Yeah.
Nearly gave the ball away in a dangerous area, and that's going to happen up and down the pitch. And, you know, he wasn't the only one. Walton did it a little while ago, and a few other players also did
Two-touch.
it. Yeah, two-touch.
I pulled it out, didn't I, Mike? The two-touch Walton.
You did last season. Hopefully it never
came out here today as well.
Hopefully it never comes to fruition. But he didn't step aside. He didn't back down from the challenge. He stepped forward even more after that and wanted the ball. And I saw a player that actually didn't hide when he made a mistake. Yeah. You know, what is his first real performance against a big town side.
What you liked about him, though, when we watched that playoff game against Sheffield Wednesday was how, even though he's young in years, he was still cajoling more senior professionals around him when they got done.
Hillsborough.
Yeah.
He was the one that called them all over.
Yeah.
Actually, and tried to sort of settle those nerves. And that's what I really was impressed with. And then a few late surges into the box, which I'd question you probably wouldn't get out of a Massimo. You know, you don't get that. I don't want to say a certain English midfielder here, because then you think, oh, you're linking into this English midfield player and he'll never be as good as Frank Lampard Senior.
Yeah.
There you go. I didn't say his name, I said his dad's name. But those sort of late runs into the box that defenders struggle to pick up. We saw a few of those this evening.
Yeah.
But you're right.
Yeah.
Massimo has had a great spell here at a great time for the club. So
it's
a bit like an old relationship, isn't it? You've got those wonderful memories. And you remember the wonderful times, not the bad times.
Yeah.
And,
who would have thought Luongo, me and Mike was saying, who would have thought Luongo would have such a spell that he did? Because first of all, he signed him, we didn't see him for ages.
Absolutely.
What did you used to call him? I was trying to remember.
I can't remember, you know.
Massimo no longer or something. It was like that, wasn't it? Something like that.
I can't remember.
And then he comes in, and then, I think it started with the MK Dons game, didn't it? And, you know, he never put a foot wrong. I don't think we ever lost the game with him.
It's probably Missimo, because he was missing for so long.
Missimo no longer. Yeah. Missimo no longer. But listen, Taylor is the one they've been chasing for God knows how long. You've got to imagine it was even probably before January. And he went back and forth. And the rumours were that he'd been to the training ground not once or twice. And now they've got him. So you've got to think he's going to be top of the pack.
And we'll watch that as it unfolds throughout the season.
Let's see what happens.
Other first half thoughts before we move into the second half?
Well, I mean, look, has he been more an anonymous Premier League side ever than Luton Town? I couldn't name you any of their players.
Norris, I could name him.
Other than maybe Potts. We like that guy Chong. Is that the guy from Man United, Chong? They got him on loan from there? Or did they sign him from there? Was that him? Or was it another Chong I'm thinking of?
Honestly, I've got no idea.
Got the big hair, 28. I liked his hair. Well, how Luton are going to do this season, I don't know. I like Luton. You think back to the 80s, David Pleat, Ricky Hill, the Steen brothers, Steve Foster, Les Seeley, fantastic. So I do hope they do really well. But we look like the mainstay team out there to me.
We really did, yeah.
Had the energy, didn't we? They looked a bit disinterested, maybe.
Yeah.
So don't want to get injured before the Premier League campaign starts. Are they a week or so behind us?
They are. Well, they do start a week after us, so potentially so.
Yeah.
Steve Catchbar, are you outside the dressing room autograph hunters? No, we're outside the Legends Bar. And if you can name me 5 Cole U legends, I'll give you 100.
We'll put on me and
media points.
We'll put that on me and Mike's list. We're struggling. We've got Ray Crawford and who was it, Mike? Mark Kinsella?
Mark, that was my shout. Daniel Brandish, he signed from United.
Yeah.
Max, they bought Chong from Birmingham, was at Man United before.
That is that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good pedigree, him, crikey.
Yeah.
He looked fairly ordinary against us, I thought.
I thought they all looked, but then they're a week behind, and it's a pre-season.
Yeah.
And I don't know what their full strength lineup actually looks like. In terms of ours, second half, raft of changes.
Yeah.
For me, glaring again that we don't have a third centre half pushing Burgess or Wolfie. Talk to me about Fridge's performance this evening.
Fridge, not for you, the Fridge.
More like a freezer.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah, he got caught. He got caught out there, didn't he, for their goal? He kind of committed himself. The ball got stuck under his feet. They've broken away. He's tackled from behind. There's obviously they were going to give a pen, and that's how they got back into the game. I don't know. I like Fridge. I like him as a character, and I liked him when he signed. I don't know whether or not he's going to get minutes at Ipswich this season. I don't know. He could be one that either gets sent out on loan somewhere or could be used in a deal for somebody else.
Might cash in. I'm still going to pump that one, I still want Aaron Cash in here.
I mean, look, even though we like this team that got us promoted and, people have featured and they're favourites and, he does great stuff with the disability sides. At the end of the day, we've got to have a team that's going to be competing in the Championship. Is Fridge going to be competing for those spots? I don't know. It looks unlikely at the moment, I would say.
We are one injury in that position there from Fridge starting, and then obviously Elkin being the deputy for however long that is.
Big lad, Elkin, isn't he?
Very big. But he's so not ready.
You don't think he's ready?
No. From what I saw tonight, he was playing in front of me second half. I wouldn't feel comfortable if we had to play him against Sunderland, for example, on day of the year, or against Leeds.
Are you loaning him out?
To Stoke?
You're not having him in the season?
I think he's got to play football. I think he's got to go and actually get a credible loan spell under his
He didn't get good loans last year, did he? He went to Gillingham for one thing. We even said, what the hell is he doing there? They're bottom of the bloody table. Then he went to Cheltenham. They were much better either, was it? Frankly. All right, here's a question for you then. Right back. Did you like Ball at right back in the second half? Does he offer more than Donatian? He can cross the ball for
going forward, he does.
He has a bit more presence about him, I think. Certainly going forward, he does.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because
covers a lot of space.
Defensively, he's not as good.
You think
going forward, he's probably a little bit better.
Is McKenna going to put a square peg in a round hole on the opening day of the Championship season? I doubt it. I think he'd probably play Donatian. But I did think Ball looked good in that position. I did like it.
Oh, yeah, no. If, JD was injured for opening day, you wouldn't feel terrible in the same way I would perhaps about Elwood not being ready to go to a Stadium of Light opening day of the year or an Ellen Road. Don Ball, obviously a bit more of a senior in his senior years, obviously can handle that and can perform in a 1 or 2 game period. But Harry Clark obviously won't start first game of the year, so absolutely. JD will, you imagine, start there.
Do you think that team we saw in the first half is actually going to be the team?
Currently, as it stands, you would have thought so.
With Baldhead taken off as a precaution.
See, that worries me because, and this is when I was going to say this on the season preview at the weekend, Sunday 1:30. Ipswich Town's season starts and ends with how lucky it is with this injury bug. Because you go past Chaplin, Burns, Broadhead, Hurst. Ladapo is a very different striker to Hurst. Good in his own right and own way, but not at Hurst. But then behind the 3 behind Hurst, you've got question marks about ability and longevity of form.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
So immediately you're looking at it, you're thinking, and I've said all along, where's my needle movers?
Yeah. And we've always said Broadhead is the needle mover, and then Hurst grew into that, didn't he? But he's a different kind of striker to Ladapo. I mean, Ladapo had chances in the second half, didn't they? Far more than what Hurst was given in the first half.
It did look precautionary, though. I think we should probably say to those who didn't make the game tonight, from my position, your position, it looked precautionary. He walked off. There was no
he sat down and
medical
walked off, didn't
on
he?
the field
No.
at any point from memory.
They had a huge team there tonight. I mean, why take any chances? What did you think of Amari then when he came in?
Raw.
As we said on Sunday.
Gets you off your seat.
Does.
Looks exciting.
Yeah.
Perhaps needs to remind himself to take the ball with him. Because he can overrun the ball a fair few times.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, Amari.
You can see he's come from a Premier League club, though.
It's good. Technically very good.
I was saying to Mike, I would love to have seen him in League One, but I suppose he's not the kind of player you'd have got in League One, is he? That's a championship minimum loan for him, I guess. But he looks very exciting. But we said Sunday, it's going to be highs and lows with him. And, like you said, sometimes he didn't take the ball with him. But it certainly gets you. He's got needle mover potential, hasn't he?
Absolutely. You feel like something's going to happen when he has the ball at his feet. What it is, nobody knows. I don't even think he does sometimes. But certainly we all think something's going to happen now. The ball's at Amari's feet.
There was a great amount of energy in the side in the first half 11 and the second half 11 as well. So, I mean, look at Caden Jackson. We were saying he's covered in every blade of grass. Caden. Yeah. And this is somebody who's now getting a second shot at the championship, isn't he? Who'd have thought he'd still be here all these years on, 5 years on? Ditto Donatian, I suppose. He looked hungry still, Caden. I was impressed with him.
I love Caden Jackson. The mentality of the man, the attitude, everything about him.
It's really good.
Just screams professional.
Yeah.
And you need that within your squad. People say about experience and you want a Luco for experience. But you need your Caden Jacksons for setting the standard and the culture.
Even tracking back.
Yeah.
He was motoring.
Yeah.
Tracking back,
being, perhaps you're not going to be in the squad every single week.
No.
But you head down, you work hard, your mouth shut.
Yeah.
You do all the things, the little things that people take for granted.
Yeah.
But in the big world of football, you can hear on the Athletic and other news articles every day of the week. What went wrong with this? What went wrong with that? You need a Caden, with that attitude and the culture.
Yeah, I was impressed. Good to see Greg Lee get some minutes as well. Big fan of him. I don't think he let anybody down. I still don't know why they don't consider him for one of the centre back positions. He's so big.
He's
so
built like
athletic.
a centre half. Yeah.
He's obviously good in the air and stuff. And got a tackle on him, but for whatever reason, they don't seem to consider him for that. So I think he's going to have to be content with being Leafs, but the B option to Leaf Davis.
Well, the question mark is, will he be Leafs B option? Because obviously Jack Colback rumours very quickly. We'll cover this in more detail at the weekend.
This was Alan Nixon, wasn't it? From the Sun. He broke when Judge signed for us. I think he's got very good ins with certain agents. And like some people take some stuff he says with a pinch of salt, but a lot of the stuff I think he's probably getting fed from an agent, and maybe Colback is one of those. But he's got to be, 33, 34? Is he now
33.
Is he now your veteran defender coming in? We spoke about Cathcart Sunday, didn't we?
It made me laugh on social media because Mike, the fisherman, called him 35. Somebody corrected him and said 33. And I was like, as a man of 33, those 2 years make a hell of a difference. Believe me. Believe me. He's 33. He's a young chicken. We'll cover that in more detail.
Interesting.
I think. Max Facts, KJ is an example of how to squeeze every loss with ability out of yourself, every opportunity you get. North says, trusty the process.
Oh, hello. That's the guy from Arsenal.
Yeah, that is.
Is he a left back then, that guy? Or was he a centre half?
Centre half, I believe.
Okay.
Maybe can play right back at a pinch. Mike D says, we still lack that. Where was the comment? I do apologise, Mike. It was regarding Billy Big Bollocks. Something along the lines of, we still require that Big Billy. We still require that Big Billy Bollocks signing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a marquee signing is what we're saying.
Yeah,
because everyone was
family-friendly way of putting it.
Everyone was expecting Hurst to sign, weren't they? Everyone was expecting that one to come through, and to some extent Taylor, I suppose. It's someone that we might cherry pick from somebody that drops down to us that could be that kind of marquee signing. But and see, still another
needle mover.
Yeah, still got another 10 days till the season starts, so it's plenty of time.
And then of course
something's happened.
There'll be time between the season starting and the season and the window closing that we already find out. Right. Yeah. That's it for tonight. It's finished. Ipswich Town 1, Luton 1. The UK pre-season ends. 2 more friendlies to go Friday, and then we're into the big stuff. Final thoughts, or are you all ITFC'd out?
It was good to be back this evening. I'm not sure about the new strip. It seems a bit bland compared to the one from last season. I'm a big fan of the orange.
The blue?
Yes.
See, I saw a guy walk past me, and at the corner of my eye, I thought it was the Wembley 2000,
Yeah, so
which I'm sure is what they went for. So,
yeah.
you know, there's that vibe. Where I thought, I look, double take, and think, oh, that was a nice shirt.
It's hard to follow up last season's shirt because that was just tremendous. So it's a little bit bland.
The memories of it. Tell you what, if this lot do a Luton, this would be the best shirt since sliced bread.
Yeah.
Believe me.
The orange looks very good. I might invest in that.
And because you've got those good memories of previous years in the orange.
I quite like the orange as well.
You are partial to an orange.
Yeah.
Right. Or any citrus fruit.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. We'll save that for another time.
Certainly will. Right, we're done with Dustin. Here's the Media Mogul. I am the Gov. This is the first live reaction of the season. Town 1, Luton 1 in pre-season action. And until Sunday, 1:30, unless they sign somebody, or Friday, we might do a show to cover the two friends on Friday. But either way, until the next one, with love, with care, adios.